Do you want to lager beer in weeks instead of months? Here's how. Lagers usually ferment at cool temperatures around 42 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit for several weeks to keep their flavor clean. After that, they need even more time, often weeks to months, to lager and develop that crisp, refreshing taste. That crispiness comes from fermenting cold. At lower temperatures, the yeast works slowly and produces fewer off flavors like fruity esters or harsh alcohols. So how can you get a crisp, clean lager in just a few weeks without any off flavors? The answer is pressure fermentation. This is when you ferment beer in a vessel like a keg that can safely hold pressure. You attach a spunning valve which releases extra CO2, but also lets you control the pressure inside the fermenter using a dial to set the PSI. So how does this work and speed things up? As yeast eats sugars in the wort, it produces alcohol and CO2. In a sealed fermenter, that CO2 builds up and creates pressure, which you can control with the spunning valve, usually set to around 10 to 15 PSI. That pressure changes how the yeast behaves by limiting the fruity esters it normally creates. Those are the off flavors that traditional lager brewing controls by fermenting very cold and very slowly. By limiting these esters, you can ferment at slightly warmer temperatures, often around 58 to 62 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the yeast strain. At these warmer temps, the yeast work faster, allowing the beer to reach its final flavor and alcohol level in much less time. It's important to note that this method speeds up fermentation, but it's not a magic shortcut. Some subtle smoothness from long cold conditioning may be missing, and extremely high temperatures can still create off flavors. But with the right strain of lager yeast and careful pressure control, you can produce a crisp, clean lager in weeks instead of months.